Chase Elliott almost never got his own number back. For 2 full seasons, one of NASCAR's biggest young stars was driving around in somebody else's legacy, and he was too loyal, too grateful, and honestly too scared to ask for a change. It took another Hall of Fame name walking into Rick Hendrick's office and making the case for him. This is the real story of how the number 9 came home, and why Chase Elliott says he owes it all to Dale Earnhardt Jr. When Jeff Gordon hung up his helmet after 2015, Chase Elliott slid into the number 24 Chevrolet at Hendrick Motorsports. Huge shoes to fill. Elliott handled it well on track, but it never felt like his. Before the 2018 season, Elliott made the jump back to the number 8. 9, the number his father Bill Elliott made iconic, the number Chase grew up racing as a kid. That switch is now remembered as one of the most significant number changes in modern Cup Series history. Here's the twist. Elliott didn't push for it. Dale Earnhardt Jr. did. To understand why this mattered so much, you have to understand what the number 9 represents. Bill Elliott didn't just drive that number. He turned it into a piece of NASCAR culture, a 1988 Cup Series championship, a record-setting 16 most popular driver awards. That's not just a stat line. That's a fan favorite legacy stretched across an entire era of the sport. Chase raced the number 9 all through his junior career. It was home before he ever set foot in a Cup Series garage. So when Gordon retired and Hendrick needed someone in the 24, Elliott stepped up out of respect. But there's a psychological weight to inheriting a legend's number when it isn't your own family story. Elliott has admitted he felt like he'd already asked Rick Hendrick for enough. Requesting a number change on top of that felt like pushing his luck with the man who gave him his shot. That's the locker room reality people don't talk about enough. Gratitude can actually hold a driver back. Let's break down why this moment is bigger than a paint scheme. First, the timing. Hendrick Motorsports was mid-shuffle heading into 2018 with a rookie, William Byron, coming into the fold. That kind of organizational reshuffle only opens up so often. Dale Earnhardt Jr. recognized the window and moved fast, both talking to Elliott directly and lobbying Rick Hendrick himself. Second, the business side. Number rights in NASCAR aren't just symbolic. They're licensed, tracked, and sometimes owned by other teams entirely. The number 9 was actually held by Richard Petty Motorsports at the time. Hendrick had to negotiate an agreement to bring it back into his own shop. That's not a small ask. That's corporate-level deal-making to satisfy a personal legacy story. Third, the succession plan. Earnhardt Jr. didn't just advocate for Elliott, he solved Hendrick's problem in the same breath by suggesting Byron take over the number 24. That's smart positioning. It removed the obstacle before it could even become one. Now here's the sharper layer of analysis. Earnhardt Jr. pushed Chase toward his father's number, but he never wanted to run his own father's iconic number 3, Dale Sr. Number carried a level of pressure and public expectation that even Dale Jr. wasn't willing to strap into. That's a fascinating contrast. One legacy driver encouraging another to embrace family history he personally avoided. Was that the right call for Chase? Look at the results. Continued relevance, a devoted fan base, and a number that's now synonymous with his own championship run. This wasn't sentimental fluff. It was a calculated legacy move that paid off competitively and commercially. NASCAR fans have never been shy about number nostalgia and the return of the number nostal. 9 was one of those rare moves that satisfied basically everyone. Traditionalists loved seeing an Elliott back in that car. Younger fans got a fresh storyline to attach to. And longtime followers of the Earnhardt family saw a version of Dale Jr. that felt generous, pushing another driver toward glory instead of chasing his own family narrative. The contrast between Dale Jr. avoiding the number Tursta 3 and championing the number 9 for Chase has become one of the more talked about what-if storylines in garage area conversations ever since. Best case, Chase Elliott keeps building on the number 8. 9 legacy, adding championships and cementing it as one of the defining numbers of this NASCAR generation. A direct continuation of what his father started in 1988. Worst case, performance dips, sponsorship pressure mounts, and the number that once symbolized restored legacy becomes a symbol of unmet expectations, with critics questioning whether the emotional story ever matched the results on track. Right now the trajectories is option 1, but NASCAR careers turn fast, and this story isn't finished being written. So here's the real question. If Dale Earnhardt Jr. wasn't willing to run his own father's number, was he right to push Chase Elliott toward his? Loyalty and legacy, or smart business and better optics? Drop your take in the comments. Right car number or just a good story. If you want more no fluff NASCAR breakdowns like this, hit subscribe because we're just getting started.